Coming up on WUFT First at 5. High summer heat and daily thunderstorms. The UF weather team is striking rate this evening.
Plus, Florida lawmakers pass multi-billion-dollar budget. With cuts across the board, we have the latest.
And we take you to the community protest against ICE. First at 5 starts right now.
First at 5. From the University of Florida's College of Journalism and Communications, you're watching WUFT News.
A quick turnaround from yesterday's alarms of severe weather around the country, as down in our Sunshine State, we're looking forward to a week of our trademark humidity and showers. Welcome to First at 5. I am Fontana Verde.
And I am Sofia Rodriguez. We're definitely seeing some unfriendly weather for freezing air this week.
Now, let's take a look at our storm tracker. More so towards the top of Levy County and the bottom of Alachua County. You're seeing showers and storms. The storms indicate the lightning bolts. But I did want to put an emphasis on Lake City, as showers and storms were earlier in that county. They did subside for the most part, as right now they're not being affected. Now, let's take a look at tonight. For the most part, the showers and storms are expected to decrease along with the temperatures going into the nighttime. Coming up, I'll have more for you about a spotty afternoon storms. The rain chances are expected to peak this Friday, and the temperatures are expected to be above average highs for this week.
Right now in Gainesville, we have a live look at protests against ICE that's taking place in Depot Park. It's hosted by the Party for Socialism and Liberation. The organization announced it will hold the emergency protest and the community through Instagram.
Just 2 weeks before a government shutdown, Florida lawmakers passed the final state budget. The Senate's vote was 103-2, approving a $150 billion budget. It takes effect July 1st. Bills in the budget allow the Governor's Office of Policy and Budget to review local government budgets and make cuts to food stamps and Medicaid, stirring controversy among Democrats. Approved Bill HB 7031 will make a $1.3 billion package of tax cuts, dominated by eliminating a commercial lease tax, with $904 million of it coming from the business rent tax elimination.
Martin County officials successfully rescued a missing boy from the waters of Blowing Rocks Preserve after the community mourned the loss of 2 children to drowning in just 48 hours. The boy had been at the beach with his family. His father called 911 when he could no longer see his son in the water. A captain spotted the missing teen, who was holding onto a boogie board for about an hour in the ocean, more than a mile from shore. The Sheriff's Office, the County Fire Rescue and Coast Guard, along with the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission and Jupiter Island Public Safety, assisted.
Gainesville and Alachua County officials met to discuss upcoming community event changes, including what's next for the Houghton Fair. The meeting discussed plans for the UF Eastside Urgent Care Center and the Meridian Behavioral Health Care Central, receiving facility and update of future status for the Houghton Medieval Fair. The proposed summer 2025 and transit service change for RTS and Gainesville Community Reinvestment Area, term extension and restructure. If you'd like to learn more, visit the Alachua County website.
The Ocala City Council will vote Tuesday at 4 p.m. to repeal the ordinance requiring fluoride in the city's drinking water. This decision comes in response to a new state law known as Florida Farm Bill, which bans certain medical additives in public water systems. The law goes into effect on July 1st, so the city is speaking to update its local code. During the last meeting, an expert asked to keep fluoride, saying it might be used again in the future. Ocala has required fluoridation of its water since 1961, and the last time that rule was updated was in 2019.
A potential city ordinance for permission to use boats in Lake Lillian has been drafted. The city of Gainesville received a question regarding which ordinance covers fishing from a no motorized kayak on Lake Lillian. After the current code was reviewed, it was found that the code does not include no motorized vehicles. City Attorney Land drafted an ordinance to orbit the use of all boats, kayaks, or other flotation devices, except for authorized by the use of Public Works Department. Jacksonville Beach and Lee County are a part of a sweeping move across Florida to ban vaping and smoking on public beaches, threatening violators with a $50 fine and an additional $200 fine if they refuse to sign the citation. The move is being praised by many, including public health advocates during public comments in Jacksonville City meeting.
Two invasive termite species in Florida, Asian and Formosan termites, are breeding to create a stronger, faster-growing hybrid. The researchers from the University of Florida confirmed these hybrid colonies in the wild after more than 10 years of monitoring. The hybrid was first identified in a lab in 2015 and could spread farther than either parent species. The scientists say these termites are among the most destructive in the world. The hybrids were found in South Florida, where the two species ranges overlap. The discovery raises concerns that the pests could eventually spread worldwide.
When First at 5 returns, a look into the rising conflicts between Israel and Iran.
Former Senator Melendez claimed to innocence rocked as his freedom slipped through his fingers when we return from the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
President Trump sitting down in the Situation Room with his national security team, keeping an eye on the conflict between Iran and Israel. He abruptly left the G7 summit to do so. And now the question is, how much will the U.S. get involved? NBC's Monica Alba is in Washington with details.
Air raid sirens sound in Jerusalem and Tel Aviv as Israel and Iran exchange new fire for a fifth straight day. President Trump meeting with his top national security advisors today after abruptly leaving the G7 summit to monitor the situation in the Middle East, saying overnight he wants fighting to stop.
An end, a real end, not a ceasefire, an end.
Today, he posted the U.S. now has complete and total control of the skies over Iran. And the U.S. knows where the Iranian supreme leader is hiding, but, quote, we are not going to take him out, at least for now. The president, who promised to be a peacemaker and end all foreign wars, has already moved a Navy carrier strike group to the region, and now deciding what role the U.S. will play in this latest eruption overseas. Should the U.S. provide bunker buster bombs to penetrate Iran's nuclear sites built deep underground, or pursue a disarmament deal?
I told them to do the deal. They should have done the deal.
The president says Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon, and today, asked about his own director of national intelligence comments in March.
The IC continues to assess that Iran is not building a nuclear weapon, and Supreme Leader Khamenei has not authorized the nuclear weapons program that he suspended in 2003.
I don't care what she said. I think they were very close to having it.
DNI Tulsi Gabbard insisting she and the president are on the same page. This latest action by President Trump bringing a strong reaction from Capitol Hill, where a bipartisan group of lawmakers is pursuing a resolution that would require the administration to seek congressional approval before going to war in the Middle East. Monica Alba, NBC News, Washington.
With tensions skyrocketing as a result of the attacks in Israel and Iran, the Trump administration has responded with the creation of American task force in the Middle East and travel ban against Iran effective immediately.
One of the highest priorities of the Trump administration is the safety and security of the American people. To that end, the Department of State has established the Middle East Task Force to help coordinate support for U.S. citizens, our U.S. diplomatic missions, and personnel and diplomatic engagement. The task force is operating 24 hours a day.
The State Emergency Service of Ukraine said at least 14 people were killed and more than 100 were hurt, and those numbers could potentially climb.
Former New Jersey Senator Bob Menendez reported to federal prison in Pennsylvania today to begin serving an 11-year sentence on bribery charge. The former senior senator from New Jersey, who is 71, was convicted of multiple accounts of accepting bribes, including gold bars, a luxury car, and cash from New Jersey businessmen. In exchange, Menendez, who once chaired the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, took actions that benefited the businessman as well as the government of Qatar and Egypt.
We will be successful upon appeal. I have never violated my public oath. I have never been anything but a patriot of my country and for my country. I have never, ever been a foreign agent.
A lawyer for Menendez called it a life and death sentence because of his client's advanced age.
In Minnesota, a suspect remains in custody after a 2-day manhunt. Prosecutors announced federal charges and new details tied to a political assassination and targeted attack on state lawmakers. Vance Bolter remains in custody on a list of state and federal charges, including murder. Authorities walked through what they call a chilling and intricate plan by the 57-year-old husband and father to stalk and kill 40-plus state and federal lawmakers. Authorities showed photos of equipment, weapons, and masks. Officials say he went to 4 homes. First, Senator John Huffman's, then prosecutors say he went to 2 other lawmakers' homes. One lawmaker wasn't home. At the other lawmaker's home, a police officer showed up and intervened. Prosecutors say then he went to was State Representative Melissa Horstman's.
Taking a look at our storm tracker, we are tracking the showers and storms that are affecting Alachua County and more so the north central Florida area. I'll have more for you after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
Guys, it's been really hot today. It is going to be the same the rest of the week.
That's a great question, Candy. Honestly, not a great day to do your hair today. What do you think, Reuben?
I mean, you're right, Maria. We're going to be seeing a lot of bad hair days come this week because the humidity is expected to be high all throughout the week. Now, let's take a look at our satellite and radar. So, as you can see, there are stronger storms, more so affecting Georgia and Alabama. You are seeing some showers in our area. But taking a look at our area, so for the most part, you are seeing some storms affecting the Levy County area, more so towards the top, and then you're starting to see some showers and storms developing in the Alachua County, traveling towards Gainesville, putting an emphasis as Archer Road. They are starting to see some showers and storms build up in their area on the opposite side, where Gainesville on the opposite side of 75. Month to rainfall. So usually in the month of June in Gainesville, we usually see about 4 inches of rain. But for this month, we've seen 5 inches of rain. That is over the expected average of what we usually have. Taking a look at tonight, it is expected to be some type of spotty showers and storms, but as the night goes on, the temperature along with the chances of rain and showers are expected to decrease. Taking a look on campus, it is hot outside. It's about 92 degrees. And I did want to put an emphasis, as you can start to see some level of buildup, because on the opposite of 75, you can see it starting to build towards that Archer Road area. Let's look at our temperatures. 91 degrees for Gainesville, 93 for Cross City. Lake City, because of the showers and storms that passed through their area earlier, they're at 85. So they were affected by those showers and storms. Futurecast, as we said, 6 p.m. is the time to look out for if there's going to be showers and storms, but there's a trend developing. In the nighttime and morning, the chances of showers and storms do decrease. So as you can see, it's mostly dispersed. Going into Wednesday, lunchtime, afternoon, lunchtime, showers are expected to pick up, but nighttime they go away for the most part. Taking a look at let's look at our fun outside lawn mowing forecast. Morning time is the time to do your outside activity. So if you want to go for a picnic, Lake Wahlberg, or mow the lawn, the morning and the afternoon time is your times, as the temperature are going to stay low and the chances of rain are very low as well. Look at this futurecast. So we want to put an emphasis on this cold front. This cold front isn't coming towards Florida, but it is passing through. So it's bringing baggage. So Friday is the day to look out for, as showers are expected to develop more so all throughout Friday. But Saturday, the cold front moves along with the chances of rain. Let's take a quick look at our 7-day outlook. Friday is the day to look out for, as showers are expected to continue, but for the most part, the chances of rain are lower than they were last week.
With flooding becoming more common in Florida due to hurricanes and plumbing problems, a team from the University of Florida is helping people choose better building materials. The new tool is called Sample. It shows which materials are strong, safe, and less likely to be damaged by water. It helps homeowners, builders, and even insurance companies make smarter decisions. Sample looks at how well a material resists moisture and how likely it is to fail during a flood. This project will help people lower their insurance costs and build safer homes. The tool is based on real data and can be used in other places with different risks too.
Coming up in sports, the Stanley Cup is up for grabs tonight. Will the Panthers seal the deal at home, or can the Oilers force a Game 7? Gators basketball held a press conference this afternoon about this upcoming season after winning the national championship earlier this year. We'll have more on this after the break.
You're watching WUFT-TV News.
I'm Alexa Conroy. Welcome to sports. Gators men's basketball is wrapping up their spring camp. Head coach Todd Golden and new recruits Boogie Flan and Xavier Lee spoke to the media today.
I think, the Ivy League was actually a lot better this past year than it had been, which, puts him in a good spot. But the good thing is whether he's, scrimmage against Boogie or these, Zay Brown, like we have some really good SEC level athletes. We have guys that have been a part of the program, win a national championship. So, first of all, he's very mature. He came here for a reason, and he's excited about that. And I think our guys will help him get comfortable, playing within our program before the season starts.
I see a lot of people talk about, oh, how's he going to do against better competition? But for me, I look at it like I'm getting to play with a lot more, talented, more athletic guys. Obviously Princeton, we had a great program over there too. But here, I'm excited to, challenge myself, but also play with a lot of guys who have some of the same aspirations as I do. So. Yeah, I'm just excited for it, honestly. I did some pre-draft stuff last year, so I kind of got used to playing with guys at the high major level. So I'm coming in confident, trying to see, how well I can do.
On the ice, it's Game 6 of the Stanley Cup Final, and the Florida Panthers are one win away from hosting the Cup on home ice for the second year in a row. Florida's offense came alive in Game 5, led by Brad Marchand and Sam Bennett, who are two of the top 3 scorers in the year's playoffs. But as we saw a year ago, the Oilers won't go down without a fight. The Panthers know that, and head coach Paul Maurice was asked about this, team's energy at this point, and comparison to last season's championship team.
Yeah, I felt when we came into the playoffs, it was like right back to any of the other year. Like we had Matthew was the only question mark in terms of health. We were healthy. We weren't like for 4 weeks before, but we got healthy at the right time. And there was this great sense of excitement that came back that we didn't feel all year.
Florida baseball may be done for the season, but the grind does not stop for several Gators sharpening their skills this summer across the country. Gators will compete in 5 different summer leagues, including Cape Cod, Valley, Coast Plain, and Northwoods. 2 pitchers, Liam Peterson and Aiden King, are also headed to the USA Collegiate National Team training camp. The duo will join 56 of the top non-draft eligible players in the nation for a 5-game series in North Carolina starting June 29th. And before we go, the Tampa Bay Rays are currently one of the hottest teams in the majors. After last night's 7-1 win over Baltimore, the Rays moved to within 2.5 games of the Yankees for a top spot in the AL East. The Rays are 10-4 in the month of June and will go for a 5th straight win tonight in the game of 2 of their series with the O's. And that's it for sports. We'll take one last look at weather with Reuben after the break.
Taking one last look at our 7-day outlook. So this week it is less showers all throughout the week than it was last week. Now, for the most part, we're going to put emphasis on Friday. Friday is the day, because of that cold front passing above us, although it won't be coming in or at Florida, it will be passing above us, and it's expected to carry extra rainfall, bringing it down to the north central Florida area. The temperatures are going to be about high 90s, low 70s, but there is a chance of spotty rain all throughout the week.
Thank you, Reuben. Thanks for joining us. We're back here tomorrow for another edition of First at 5.
Thank you so much for watching us and have a good night.